parking directly. Wish, wish. There you go.
If you don't know, I'm Mexican. Soy mexicana, and I was born and raised in Mexico City for all my childhood. Well, not all of it, because I left when I was around 8 years old to the US. And like all Mexican American kids or Mexican kids that move away, we all have like this identity crisis because even though you go back home and you visit your family in Mexico, you might notice that you're losing your Spanish because you're probably studying in another language and you have friends that don't share the same heritage as yours. So you come back every year and it's like you can't catch up to the lingo, to the slang and what everybody's saying, and you kind of feel a little bit disconnected, which was my problem all my life. But being back in my childhood city, San Angel, this is where I grew up, it felt so different, much more different than before, because I haven't been back in Mexico in many, many years. And this time that I'm back, everything is so different. If you don't know, I haven't talked a lot about my family on social media because I feel like the things that I have to say are quite premature. My feelings towards a lot of people in my family, I feel like there's still so much potential for them to improve and to change. And this is because during the pandemic, my family went through like a lot of shit, like a lot of people. And you know, the pandemic made a lot of marriages get destroyed. A lot of people went through a lot of financial difficulty. A lot of people lost their loved ones. It was such a terrible time for my family. But you know, I hate to always talk about the negative. I know it was a life-changing time for also a lot of people. They found their passions. They had this spiritual awakening or creative awakening, or they realized, I don't know, like it was not all bad for everyone, but for my family, it was pretty bad. And what I want to talk about today is how I learned this massive lesson of how your circles are so much smaller than you think. Everybody says that, like when you go through a tough time, you realize like truly how many friends you have that will show up and be there for you. And I never thought it would be the same case for your family. And I had a lot of my family members personally stab me in the back due to situations that I will not speak of because I don't like to talk about trauma. And I do believe that one day I will. It's not about forgiving them. I understand why they did that. They're just not intelligent. They're ignorant. So like the forgiveness is there. Doesn't mean I want them back in my life ever. Well, as of right now, I don't. Maybe one day that opportunity will come up. So I don't want to make these situations public because I do have a platform and it's a responsibility. And it's not a responsibility, but it's like there's many reasons why I don't want to talk about it. I don't like to talk about negative things. I don't think it's fair to them because I have a platform and they don't. So it's not fair that they cannot defend themselves. And I don't believe that you should talk about sensitive issues where you know the other person is just not okay mentally. Yeah, I said that. They're like not okay. They probably know it. I sure as hell learned about that. They're not normal. Either way, pick your battles. All I want to say is that during this time, some of the people that are closest to me stabbed me in the fucking back, let alone a friend, family. And they put me in a really, really bad situation. And there's this common trend in my family that I really hate where nobody will ever stand up for you. They just want to diffuse situations, even when the other person is putting you in a position that is so unfair. I lost a lot of money in this situation. They caused me an unimaginable stress. They put me in a really, really difficult situation with me and my relationship, my romantic relationship with Lucas. Because, you know, they just want to like, I'm so sorry. Like the way that I'm talking about this, I'm pretty sure you're dying to hear what happened, which is it's a juicy story, but like it's not a big deal. Like it's fine. But basically what this person did was they wanted to get out of a situation that they put themselves in. They didn't want to take responsibility. So they made me look bad. I was a scapegoat, a common trend that people use when they want to really, really avoid all accountability. Might as well just make up lies. And, you know, when you're an adult, you can't get away with that shit anymore. And this person has always been pampered, so that person always got their way. But when you're an adult, you know, there's consequences. And I had to deal with all of them. And when all of this was happening and it was so unfair and everybody knew that, because they knew the character of this person, that it was just so wrong, nobody stood up for me. Not even my father, not even my mother or my siblings. Nobody, even the mother of that person, chose to believe them because it was just the more calm option. And I realize that my family, a lot of people, they don't have balls. But maybe, you know, how they like to say it is, it's just political. You just got to learn to eat shit and ask for more. And I feel like this is just the reason why there's so many, like there's so much generational trauma in so many families. Fuck, the amount of trauma in mine, like the generational trauma. Like my grandmother grew up in World War II. She would sleep in the floors of like farms in France with horses, like when she was like 5 or 8 or 9 years old. I don't remember the exact age, but enough of her to like recall it perfectly. So yeah, she came very traumatized out of that, and she had difficult marriages, very difficult marriages. Either way, I've learned that a lot of people don't have balls. This is probably not the best way to talk about this. This video is not scripted. I'm just talking whatever pops into my head. But when I identified it, because it finally, you know, like the family trauma, the way that my family has always acted, you know, it was like my turn to be a part of the drama. And I've always wanted to stay out of it all my life. But I guess as an adult, you can't really escape it. I don't know. But either way, it was my turn. It was in my destiny. And I learned that nobody stood up for me. And the sense of betrayal that I felt was immense. And everybody in my family that has gone through something similar, they've always just accepted it. And they've just learned to just let the other person think they won. Either disregard the situation, make peace, and continue and have family gatherings during the holidays or vacations or whatever the fuck, because they all use each other. Little favor here, little thing there. Family is family. You can never fight with family, which is a very beautiful concept. But there is a point where you have to draw the line and protect your own family. And thankfully, I was strong enough to stand up for myself. And because I had financial freedom, I had the ability to not rely or depend on any of them. And I now had my own place. And I had my person, which is Lucas. I was able to free myself from that entire shit show that was going on. Now, I would just want to say, like, the times when all of these things were happening was a pandemic. My entire family went through a very difficult time. And like I said, how when something difficult happens, you realize who is there for you. When a tragedy also happens and there's no more money in the family, or like there's a massive financial shift, it's like their masks come off. And that is exactly what happened in my family. There were years of betrayal, really, really dirty things happen. And as I've spoken to this with a lot of people, I've realized it's not just me. It happens, it's very common. Families betray each other, distant cousins. It is like family dramas, like I understand the soap operas now, and it's crazy. But after seeing everything that happened during the pandemic, and then having this happen to me with a family member, I decided to protect my family, which is Lucas, because I had the privilege to do so. And I cut off communication with pretty much every single person in my family, even cousins and like uncles and aunts of mine that I got along with. But I just needed to heal before I continued to have any contact with these people. And it took many years. It took like 2 entire years. And of course, as a result, I haven't been back in Mexico for a very long time. And if I was in Mexico, it was like to see friends, and it was not even Mexico City. Like I would be far, far away from that place. And now that I went back to Mexico, I actually went back because we were going to have a community event to celebrate the launch of Milament in Mexico. It didn't fucking happen. Like the week before, the imports agency or whatever, like the Cofepris of Mexico lets us know, oh, actually, guess what? You're not going to be able to import because we need the original documents of your manufacturer's like facility or whatever. They started to ask us for shit that doesn't exist. Like that's private, and they would never give me any of these documents, but they pulled this bullshit request that they needed. Entire event that we coordinated with an amazing PR agency fell through. We were a week away from sending invites to people and posting about it. Our entire launch strategy changed in a matter of 2 weeks. Like, guys, I do all of it. So talk about work. Yeah, I have not slept. That's why I'm in the bed. I don't even have like the energy to be in a chair right now. But it's fine, guys. Like I'm doing fine. Do not be worried about me. But the reason why I was in Mexico was not to visit family. Was really just to meet you guys and see you there. Didn't work out. Fuck. We will do it. Just the date is TBD. But since I had already booked the flights and the hotel, and it was so close to the date that it was non-refundable, I still went. We worked every single day with our team, but it gave me an opportunity to reconnect with my city and see my family, like my immediate family. I saw my mother. I think I made a video about this not too long ago. No, actually, yeah, a long time ago, but I have a video on this, on how I healed my relationship with my mother. My parents got divorced recently. They started their divorce during the pandemic. But finally, like, they've finalized things, and now my mom is like really happy. They're both quite happy. They've healed. There was a lot of healing during this time for my family, and a lot of conflict and a lot of change. But when I went back to Mexico, obviously I was posting about it in the beginning, because then I got busy. Like, I haven't even posted one damn photo. I'm just so busy. When I got there, I was on work mode, obviously making time to see family. But I realized very quickly how many people that I had stopped talking to for a year or two reached out to me to see me. 0. And before, every time that I would go to Mexico when I was growing up, I would always visit the city just to spend time with all my cousins, with my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents. And this time, it was so different. And in a way, I didn't take it personal, because also, like, I'm the bitch who stopped talking to everyone. I didn't announce it. I just didn't reach out. And it's not like I ghosted them. They didn't speak to me. So, like, I stopped forcing the communication. And I realized how crazy and how common these things are. When you stop making an effort to see each other, you realize how even family doesn't give a fuck about you. Like, this happens with friends. Like, there's always that one friend that is gathering everybody together, and it's like thanks to them that the group is there. Or maybe that is you. And that's quite normal. But man, same with my grandma. What? Whoa, Freudian slip. That's the next point. Same with family. And the reason why I would always see my family is because my grandmother would bring us all together. Well, she passed away. Now there was really no excuse. And I realized how it's just so fucking funny. And I really, really believe that your family, I envy people that have strong families, but I truly believe it's always that one special person that really takes care of the bond of the family. And rarely have I met families that truly respect and love each other. And when I meet them, which I do, and I have friends that have families that just like every time that I go to New York, I try to see this family that I really, really love. They're actually friends of Lucas, but now they're my friends too. And I try to go upstate, and I just want to spend time with them because they make you feel so good about yourself. And they're just such a beautiful, beautiful, loving family. And they've gone through a lot of traumatic shit too. And I see myself in them. I see what I want in whenever the time is right, whenever I build a family. Who knows? Right now, talk about kids, hell fucking no. I'm good with my dog. Kids right now, no. with this state of the world, it is depressing for me to think about having a kid. But I'm sure that when the time is right, I might look back and say, Mila, what the hell were you saying? But that family is an example of something that I wish one day to get there. And, you know, every incredible family started with a very strong leader who taught everybody values and really brought together, like, you know, cultivated and took care of the ethics of every single individual and was a teacher and truly cared and had a big heart and was generous. This is like the story that I'm inventing in my head. That's like how I visualize beautiful families are started. But I'm pretty sure that motherfucker, him or her that started it, they had a lot of trauma. And I feel like I'm going to be that person. And I feel like this generation, so many of us are going to become that person. But when you have fucking PCOS, hypothyroidism, and all these fucking hormonal imbalances, who's got the energy to do that? Like to build a new lineage? Yeesh. But I'm pretty sure that is me. And I hope, no, I know that I've done a pretty good fucking job breaking away from all of that generational trauma, healing through it, and learning that it's okay to not always be with your family. Every single person that I meet, and Lucas has a very similar situation to mine, very different, but everybody that meets us, they're like, no, but guys, your family, like they're your blood. You should always like, you know, work it out. Yeah, but there's a point where there's family that you just have issues with, you run into misunderstandings with, but then there's other people that maybe are mentally ill, narcissistic. I have many narcissists in my family that unfortunately, because they are, I don't know if this is the right term, they will not go to therapy and they will not do anything to like better themselves. But because they are in this situation, they always find a way to hurt you. And especially in times when you don't expect them. And there's a time where you have to just protect yourself and say goodbye. And it's a very difficult chapter to close. And it's a very difficult way to protect yourself because the world will tell you that you're doing the wrong thing. But I don't think that a lot of people have ever truly like known what a toxic family is. And the worst part are the toxic families that know how to be political, they know how to eat shit and ask for more and smile and manipulate, and that is mine. Like my family is a class act when it comes to manipulation and branding it as healthy. So even I didn't know, like I was brainwashed growing up thinking that so many things were normal. My family doesn't know how to communicate. They don't know how to be emotional. Like hugs are not normal in my family. I'm proud of you doesn't really exist. I can't tell you how many times like I was shocked during the process of building Mila Mend. I would, you know, you guys lift me up so much and I don't think you guys will ever understand because, you know, in the beginning people were saying, oh, your parents must be so proud, and I didn't know. Like, this is such a ridiculous thing to say because I mean, I know they're proud, but like, I don't think until the second year I got from anybody in my family someone to tell me, I am so fucking proud of you, or truly, truly put any thought into the message that they would send me. You guys write me paragraphs. You guys make me cry. And I'm so fucking grateful for all of you. And I brought this up to someone in my family recently, and I'm like, you know, it's just really weird because I've been able to do something that is so beautiful. I never thought I would have this opportunity. I never thought I would be an entrepreneur. I never thought, you know, I would have all these this is just so fucking wonderful. And I don't know if you give a shit to know that this is working out for me. And that person didn't really know how to reply. So I just changed the conversation because it was just so uncomfortable. They understood it. And now every once in a while that I have a big announcement, they send me a message from ChatGPT. Like, you know, when you say, write something nice and tell this person that I'm so proud of them. Guys, it is, I think I took a screenshot of it because I couldn't believe it. Like, just the lack of effort. Mila, each new flavor you release awakens more than the palate. Dash. It stirs the soul. You can only imagine the rest. So yeah, that's the support I have. But am I complaining? No, because I have all of you guys, and I hope you really understand. You guys are my world. You guys have become my family. Not that I don't have a family. It's just I feel like the best thing I can do for myself and for my future kids, and to really protect my family that I'm now building, is to start from scratch. And you guys are gonna be my kids' aunties. Okay, that's amazing. And that's, I don't know where I'm going with this now. But if you can relate to any of this, and you know what it's like to feel like such an outlier and such an outsider from your family because you're just so aware of the things that are wrong, and they just make you angry, and you want better, and you're not being heard, and you're not being appreciated, and your efforts are, it's not that they're going unnoticed, they're just not being acknowledged. And you just feel like they don't give a fuck about you, but they do, because it's family, and they will let you know, and they love you, and they miss you. And if you're being manipulated left and right, and your gut, like, trust your gut, you know best. It's such a difficult situation to protect yourself from these people. I'm not saying go no contact. Sometimes that is required. Sometimes that is the best. I am not telling you in this video to never see your family again. No, because like I said in the beginning, I don't know if I will ever see them again, and there might be an opportunity for us to, reconcile. I leave that up to the future. If that's in my destiny, let it be. I'm very much at peace. But what I'm saying is, during this entire process, that was very difficult to do, to go against the norm and be selfish. I had to remind myself, what would you tell Mini you if she was going through the same things? You have to be selfish at one point in your time. At what was that sentence? You have to be selfish. There's a point in time where you have to take care of yourself, or you're just not going to be able to escape. You got to keep rowing. No, you got to keep swimming, because sometimes we're born into places and families where they are just anchoring you, and you are meant for greatness because you're aware of these things, and you want better, and you deserve better, and you fucking deserve it. You deserve to be loved, to be acknowledged, to be respected, to be with somebody that appreciates the details, that will be there for you, that will protect you, that will stand up for you. We all deserve that. And I truly believe that you can choose your family in this lifestyle, in this lifetime. My English is shit today. I've been speaking Spanish all morning. But I know that being able to do this is a luxury. Like I said in the beginning, I was able to finally do this when I had financial freedom. And I also have the privilege of having a French passport since birth. And I was able to just go to Paris. Like, who the fuck can say that? I am a Nepo baby when it comes to my passport. Like, thank you, Grandma. And thank you, because that was a tool that I had access to. But that could be different for somebody else. It could be, taking up a family home that is somewhere. No, I'm just going to shut up here, because I'm going to make scenarios that don't matter. I'm just going to tell you about mine, about the privilege that I had, or like that tool at the right point in time, and also the age and the maturity to do it. And if you're not there yet, just know that that time will come. Money is very important, so start saving up. Always save up for emergencies. And when that time will come, it's still going to be difficult, but it's very important that you always choose yourself. And it's okay to be selfish. But if you have a very beautiful family that supports you, that loves you, and all these things, go make up with them now. You're so lucky, and I would kill for that. I would kill to have harmony in my family. And people may say stupid things. I didn't know who my mother was, like my entire teenage years. My mom and my dad were having issues. Clearly, now they got a divorce. And I couldn't stand my mother. Now my mom is like one of my best friends. And she's such a beautiful little angel of a woman. And she has dramatically changed, because she no longer has that stress in her life that made her not herself. So being able to put yourself outside, put yourself in somebody's shoes, cool. But to be able to really, 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 really from afar see the big picture, and like low-key become a psychiatrist or like psychologist, and try to understand why these people are acting this way, you're going to start to have a little bit of pity for them. And feel bad for them or not, the end of the day, you still got to protect yourself. But I think it's very healing to try to understand why they're also so miserable. Poor them. And don't ever forget that they're experiencing life for the first time as well. Maybe your philosophy is that everybody is born inherently good and kind. I'm very optimistic. That's what I think. Or maybe you just think that everyone is just a fucking asshole. That's fine too. Just protect you. I'm going to leave it at that because I think it's a good way to end this conversation that is just very complicated and very sensitive for a lot of people. I don't want to say anything that's going to trigger someone. It's all about opinions here, but I think this is a good place to end my thoughts. So yeah, Mexico for me, I was very nervous before going because I didn't know how I would feel. It's been a long time. It's been a big journey for me. I've changed since I last was there, but I'm very proud of the place where I am today because I'm at peace and I'm very happy. And I have my family watching me. You. And I hope that if you can relate, I hope that this video brought you some comfort, and I will see you guys for the next one. Milky is downstairs, but we're gonna end the video with her. We always have to. To say bye to everyone, Milky. She's overheated. We've been out all day, right? Okay, I'll let you sleep, Milky.